Okay. Hi, my name is Lewa Thomas, and my business is called Lewa Cakes. It's a home baking business that I've been running for the past 2.5 years. Customer engagement to me is when you interact with a customer for the purpose of selling, but also knowing what they want and trying to fulfill a need. I engage with customers in a various number of ways. I'd say that the way I engage with them varies between if it's face to face or online or at a fair. For example, if the way I engage with customers when I'm doing like a trade fair, I'll have a hands-on and hands-off approach. So if I see them interested in my product, I will give them a few seconds to kind of take it all in, to see what they like, and then I will then engage and ask them like, hey, how are you? If you see anything you like, and then tell them more about the product. I guess when you have face-to-face engagement, it's better because it's a rare opportunity to talk about your business. Kind of, you're selling your product, but you're also selling the idea to them. So you're giving them a better idea of what your flavour is, and you'll find out theirs. Yes. Yeah, definitely. There's been a good few times where at fairs I've had a cake and I test it over a while and it doesn't sell, so I take that off and then I'll bring something completely new to test to see if people are enjoying it or not. And from there on, I'll maybe expand on that, add on what they already like. But definitely, I think that's so important that if you're bringing something new, to see how it goes before you make it permanent. And if something isn't selling, take it off the shelf. There's no need to just keep forcing something on people that they don't want. Customers, okay. Well, I use like social network, which is social media, which is always good. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, rarely, but mostly Facebook. I think with new customers, the best way to engage with them is through Facebook, strangely enough, because people will like your post and then somebody they know will see what their friend has liked and then they'll become a new liker, so to speak. Or even on Instagram, I guess the thing with Instagram is that people can look for hashtags, which is great, and people can look for cake, so they'll find you. So I've found that I've got a lot of likes from people that I have no idea where they are in the world, and I don't know them, and they don't know anybody that knows me. So I think that's a good way to engage with new customers. But at fairs, again, face-to-face selling, people remember your face, and because they can put a face to the products, then they'll also want to come back, and they want to engage with you because they like what you do and they like how you've done it. Yeah, definitely. For instance, I only got an Instagram account this year, and before that it was only Facebook, and I kept hearing about Instagram, so I thought, Joe, let me just try it out. And Facebook has been successful. So whenever I see a drop in sales, I know that Facebook works. And posting pictures, visuals, people love visuals, so I know it works. So I'll post more or I'll post more frequently. And with Instagram, it's the same thing. If I post on Instagram, all of a sudden I seem to get a surge of orders whenever I post something, or if I post consistently, then people are more aware of you. It's almost like you're flooding people with your images and with your ideas, so you're on their mind by accident. So definitely I would say that when I see something works, I do it again. If I see something doesn't work, to be honest, I find that Twitter doesn't work too well for me, because you want words and images, and for me it's mostly images. So I don't use it as much, but now I just post on all three at the same time. I'd say a key indicator is when, social media wise, I'll discuss that first, is when if I make a post, if I don't receive at least one order after 3 posts, I know that something hasn't gone right, because I consistently receive orders after I post consistently. And I found that it's almost like a magic recipe for getting more business. But when it comes to face, if somebody is not going, oh, do you have a card? I know sometimes people say it to be polite, but a lot of the time people don't want what they don't want. So if they're not interested, they won't ask you questions. So if they see something and they're asking you questions about what you're doing, to me that goes to show me that customer engagement is working well. My idea of good customer service, well, I've had a lot of bad customer service. So it kind of tells you what not to do, but for me, so I won't speak of what not to do, I speak of what to do. For me, good customer service is when you care about what the customer wants, firstly, because it will show in how you behave. If somebody emails me or sends me a Facebook message or a text, hey, I would like a cake, number one of good customer service is answer them relatively quickly. Don't wait 2-3 days, because it makes them feel like they've not been heard. So immediately they feel disconnected from you. So I'd say be there when they call. That's good customer service number one. Number two, if you're doing face-to-face as well, you want to ask them what they like. A lot of people I find when they're asking me for cake, they don't know what they want. So you ask the right questions and they feel heard, and they also know that you can tweak things if need be. Like somebody wanted a cake and they were stuck between two cakes. And I said to them, okay, why don't we fuse the two? Somebody wanted red velvet, but they also wanted coconut cake and they weren't sure. So I said, do you know what, how about this, we do red velvet and coconut, and I'll fuse the two cakes, and that's how it became a new flavour on my website. So, and they kept coming back for more cake because they know that I hear them. I'm happy to change things based on what they like, but still to stay true to what I do. So that means that they respect your service and they know that you care about them as a customer and about pleasing them. So I'd say that's good customer service. I'd say with customer engagement, loyalty is important. I think that loyalty tells you that you've really cracked it. If somebody comes once and doesn't come again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've done something wrong. It may mean that they want something different from what you provide. But when somebody keeps coming back, it's just great. And I can also say that a lot of my customers aren't one-hit wonders, should I say. They keep coming back and they tell their auntie about me, they tell their granny, they tell their son, they tell their cousins, and then they start ordering, and then you've got a whole family ordering from you. And then they'll order for their children, they'll order for their friends, then their friends will get in touch, and that's really how you build a strong network of customers. But if somebody only comes to you once, it's always good. What I do, just to check if I've done something wrong, is I'll say hi. I'll maybe send them a text and say, hi, hope everything went well, and hope you enjoy the cake. And they'll be honest. Somebody said to me once, actually, if I'm honest, my family didn't like it. It's only happened 2 times out of how many 100 orders, so I'm grateful. But that's a good way to kind of gauge customer feedback. And apart from that, they tend to keep coming back. So loyalty is definitely key. Tip number 1, be pleasant. It's so important. If you're having a bad day, that's not your customer's problem. Be pleasant at all costs. Tip number 2, listen to what they are saying and try and do what you can for them. Definitely, it's so important. That's what keeps them coming back. And funny, I find that customers like conversation about things other than business, other than the business that they're trying to engage with. So it's so important to be pleasant and listen to them. But also, tip number 3 is be consistent and be professional. Because one issue I had when I started this business is I'd feel kind of guilty about prices. So I would charge one person something, somebody another. And also when it came to delivery, I would tell them about delivery maybe last minute, and they wouldn't appreciate that. You need to be professional. So they like a friendly face, but they like you to be friendly and professional. So be pleasant, hear them, listen to them, and be professional. So yeah, those are the 3 top tools I'd say for business.